Let's turn this down. Okay, Doran's ring. What have we got in here? Okay, lots of scaling. I like that. Biscuits. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen you run Electrocute on
Yeah,
Syndra.
it really depends like what you want to play for. I think you either go like full early game or full scaling. So like yeah,
Yeah,
first
okay.
strike scaling, like I'm down for that. Or, electrocute early game. That's good too. But okay, let's have a look at this. So you verse Fiddle and Talon. Okay.
Yeah, like is Talon a matchup where you could pick Electrocute, for example?
Yeah, I think you probably could. Like Talon's pretty weak early, so you can definitely harass. Okay, so actually let's
Yeah,
just
that was bad.
yeah. Okay, so first thing is like your wave control. So when you verse like actually it's Syndra versus Talon. Wow, I have the list. Look at that. Holy fuck. I'm gonna verse Talon coaching. Okay, so when you verse like a melee champion that's weak early, so
Yeah.
examples are like, Talon, Fizz, Zed, all those champs that are like weak 1 and 2, but then get really strong at level 3. Your goal is to like keep the wave kind of like out here as long as you can, like still pushing to them. So it's like you want to push it to them because you want to get level 2 first, you want to get level 3 first, and you want the wave to bounce back to you so that you can freeze it on your side once they're like level 3, right?
Yeah,
But
okay.
your levels 1 and 2, you kind of want the wave to actually be like out in the open for a pretty long time here. So I'd say you're like pushing too fast because like what that means is like it's gonna crash earlier. Um, and that gives you like less time to harass on the way in, basically. So I'd probably do like 2 autos, and then if he starts spam Wing the wave, then you can start autoing the wave as well. But otherwise, yeah, I'd probably just do that. Next thing is like, actually, let's just write that down first. I'll go too far early game. So I think wave control, just like try slow push like first 2 waves, and then like fast push the third wave. So just yeah, like start building these up, and then you can just like spam auto the third wave. I think that's like normally the best.
Okay.
Um,
Is is it something you would do against a range as well?
Against ranged, like they're likely to heavily contest you for the wave. So
Yeah.
if they're like autoing it a lot, you'll have to auto a lot too. But yeah, like if you're versus range and they're not attacking it much, then yeah, you can do that. It's basically just like you want to harass a lot on these waves, and then you want to make sure that third wave goes under the tower. Like that's kind of what we're going for. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure, sure.
Okay. Next thing is like this. You probably do think about this a bit because you played top, but like try think how your opponent like wants to trade. So in Talon's case, the way Talon trades is like, he will throw W at you, and then if he hits both sides of W, that's when he's like gonna Q and like auto you. And a lot of like melee champions mid, their like trading ability is also their only way to CS. So if you think of like Talon W, ZQ, Fizz E, like all these abilities, if you can play in a way to like make them be or forced to like yeah, forced to use it to CS, like what I would do here is like you don't need to play too aggressive now. Like wait for one of these creeps to get low and then like stand to the side of it. So if like this creep is low and you stand over here, it's like if Talon W's this, like you harass him. If Talon W's you, then he like loses a creep, right? So trading at this time, it just obviously it doesn't really matter that much, right? But it just like doesn't really make sense. You kind of give him damage that like you wouldn't want to. I think here you kind of backed off a bit as well. So another thing that I think is like super important about mid lane is the cooldowns. So you really need to know at least like a rough estimate of like how long the enemy cooldown is. So, like what I do is like, okay, Talon's W is like his most important trading ability. So for the
Yeah.
game, I just come here, look up Talon. Like, okay, Talon W is a 9-second cooldown. Syndra Q is a 7-second cooldown. So that means that if you guys use it at the same time, you'll have it first, and you can just like fight him because he won't have it. So if we just have a look at this little trade here, it's like, okay, you used it at the exact same time, which means like you're gonna have Q slightly before him. So what you should be playing for here is like as soon as this comes up, just like quickly Q auto him and move back because he won't have anything to reply with, and that just gives you like a really, really good trade. So this is actually kind of cool because in the first 10 seconds we had like a bunch of mid lane fundamentals, but yeah,
Yeah.
cooldown. So try track their cooldowns and like really try punish if like you have a cooldown and they don't. That's like really, really important for mid lane. And also, yeah, this one, like, position, like, around CS to, like, bait. Yeah, to, like, bait the cooldown. Or just, like, make them choose whether or not they
Yeah.
want that
Now,
creep
I
or
have a
not.
question about that actually.
Yeah, sure.
Like for example, both have cooldowns,
Hmm.
cooldowns up.
Yeah.
There's minions, I don't know, range minion that's
Hmm.
going to die. And he advance, and you know you could hit your skill shots, but then you'll miss DCS.
Yeah, I
What's
think
better actually? I found myself like in a lot of games I just CS because I think like it's better option, but I'm not so sure actually.
if it's like you, well, like let's say it's like this creep that you want to CS and
Yeah.
like he's coming up for this one. I think you probably like auto the creep and queue him. But like if you want to auto queue him, I think that's fine as well. Because like giving up one range creep for quite a lot of damage is pretty worth it. But yeah, honestly, it's kind of up to you. And I think there's not really a bad choice, to be honest. Because like they're
Okay. Okay.
both like really good. You're either getting a CS and damage. I would say though, try not to like see like just CS and like not harass at all. You know, just like hold the Q and not use it. Because like you can
Okay.
like auto and Q at the same time. So like roughly the same time. Okay, yeah, the wave actually ended up pretty good fuse. That's nice. Okay, yeah, so this is another example. Like, the positioning here doesn't really make a lot of sense. So, like, again, that the way Talon wants to get this creep is he wants to W it, right? So, if you stand, like, out here or out here, if he walks up to W that, then you, like, Q and auto him. But if you stand where you are right now, like, you have no way to punish this because, like, he will use it and you have to, like, move back to avoid it. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I always like the way I always think about it is I try like make a line with the creep he's trying to CS, or another way is like you can try think of it as like a triangle. So like the line would be going like out here. This is like the CS he wants to get, or if you want to make a triangle, like some kind of triangle like this, and that gives you a really good way of actually. Where's my pen? That'll be a way. How do I use this? Epic pen. Okay, so yeah, it's like, oh, where's the pen? You can either just think of it as like, yeah, a line going out like that, or you can like make a triangle like this, and that's like, you're in the right position to like harass for that creep. So
Yeah.
you can think of it like that if you want. Okay. So yeah, that kind of means like you can't really punish for that, and yeah, if it's like a creep like this, like one creep, it's okay, on one hand, given where you are right now, this is worth it, right? Like you're full mana and you have Q, like you should probably Q this creep, which you do. But
Yeah.
the problem
Yeah.
with
Okay.
this is like this shouldn't really happen. It's like every time you do that, it's like he gets 7 seconds of just doing whatever he wants, basically, because you
Okay.
did that. So that's like, yeah, partial, like
Yeah,
you
I do
said,
that
like playing too
quite
passive.
often, I think.
Yeah.
CSing with the creeps when generally the minions getting burst heavily, and I'm not sure I'm gonna time my auto attack right. I
Yeah.
Q the minion.
I think like it's just I think if you play like more aggressive, you'll just be able to like get yourself more space. And then you can always like go closer to CS it. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
if
I
you're
see.
like up here and then like he uses W, you could even just like walk right next to it and like auto attack it. So I think yeah, you just need to play a bit more aggressive and it'll like buy yourself some more space. Um, so here you're level 2 versus level 1. So same thing. Like we're clearly he wants to get like DCS, right? So you should be playing in a way that you can punish that. So like either like up here or like up here, just like some way. Because like he's level 1 and you have all cooldowns up, but he's just like he didn't even have to W this one. He literally just like walked up and auto attacked it. So none of that really like makes sense. I think that's yeah, definitely too passive.
Is it because I was like really trying to get every CS, so I
Gosh.
just focused on the one going in the back line?
Maybe, but I feel like even CS
But
like
yeah, it's a mistake.
even CS like this, you can like CS that from like further up rather than
Oh
all
yeah,
the way
okay, okay,
back.
okay, okay, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I guess like you're just like really making sure you get CS, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be like trying to get it from up here rather than like further back. Okay, let me quickly go back and see where the jungler started. Fiddle probably won't gank anyway, but okay, so jungler started bot, so I don't know if you've like if I don't know if I've I have one video on it in my like jungle tracking guide, but normally like if the jungler starts bot side, you just want to like hug top side until around like 2 minutes 30 and then like ward like here, and that keeps you
Yeah.
safe for like pretty much the whole time. So yeah, I guess like any of this time you can be like playing up in this area. Like maybe hugging
This,
down here is a bit scary if it's like, I don't know, Kindred or Jarvan or something, but yeah, you should
this is
be.
something I know how to do, but I sometimes some games I just forgot.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty normal, to be honest. Like if you're learning a bunch of stuff at the same time, it's
Yeah.
hard to remember, right? But yeah, this is like, I mean, you know, right? It's pretty scary. Probably not versus
Yeah,
Fiddle, but you
definitely.
know, if they did like 3 camps and like cheese gank, like possible, I guess. Okay. Another thing here. So there's just like, yeah, I think you can be way more aggressive with positioning. So this, wait, I'm not sure you do this on purpose, but this is actually good. Like the way you're positioning forces him to use W to CS. Like that's really good. So that's like, so when you're like playing around cooldowns, right? It's like step one. Step one is to use your positioning to like force them to use a cooldown, and then but like step two is to actually punish the cooldown. So like right here, you did step one, you like made him use his W, but like now, even though he has no cooldown, he is just like walking up to the creep and like autoing it. And here, like you can either QE him for that, or you could literally just auto attack him for it because he doesn't really have anything he can do back to you. Like same thing here, you should probably be positioned like right there. He
Yeah.
walks up.
Yeah. Okay.
If he Qs on you, like you win the trade anyway, because like you know you can just EM off you. Plus you have TP in the very worst case. Yeah, so I think you could have gotten an auto there, and I think the reason you probably don't feel confident to get an auto is you're not sure about his W cooldown. Because if he has W up and you auto, then you know he Ws you and Qs you. So
Yeah, this and the fact that I'm a bit pushed out on the lane, and I don't think I tracked the jungle, so
yeah,
I
okay.
think I crashed this wave, and then I either go ward or just freeze the wave.
Yeah. Okay, so normally it is better to try and ward like before this wave crashes rather than after because like one, well like you're maybe gankable this far up, but also because whenever you crash a wave as like a range champ, you really want to like harass a lot under tower. Like that's your time to just get like free hits on them. So if you're spending like let's just skip forward to when you crash this wave.
I'm not sure I do,
Oh
but
maybe you
I
can't.
think I do.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
if
I
you're
think I do.
spending like
Yeah,
here, you should be able to harass rather than warding, you know? But because you haven't warded, you kind of have to. But so let's go back. I think like right here, you know, you should be hugging this side. You could just quickly ward like right there, and
yeah.
then you're fine, and you can come back and do whatever you want. It's the same thing, like using Q to CS. It's if like you're gonna miss it, it's like I guess it's good, but at the same time, it's a habit that you really want to get out of because
Yeah. Okay.
it's
Okay.
like, you know, this is 7 seconds now where this guy you can't do anything to him and he just gets to do whatever he wants. And Talon's a champ that sort of sucks early, to be honest, so you should be kind of blasting him a lot harder. Yeah, like if you use Q for those two creeps there, now he gets his cannon for free. So cooldowns, yeah, they're really important. You can't like waste them. Okay. He uses W. Okay, so you back off. Yeah, more top side, nice.
Oh, I had a question about that. How many I don't know what's it called, but stacks the like what's the norm
Oh,
for
and
Syndra
Syndra.
in lane in any lane?
Um,
In about 10 minutes, let's say.
I feel like, well, I'm honestly like not totally sure. Like I never really like pay attention
Okay.
to it, but um, I always feel like I have like my double Q upgrade like at around level 7, level 8. And I feel like that's like one of the most important ones. I don't know though. Honestly, you know, I'll write a Syndra stack. I'll write a little note to myself, and at the end I'll check one of my Syndra VODs and try find out. Because I never really, yeah, I don't really pay much attention to the time. I just like get them when I get them, you know?
Because I feel like I play too passive and I
Yeah,
get the power spike really late in the game.
yeah. Yeah, I think feels definitely like, yeah, the positioning is too passive, and then you're like forced to use cooldowns to CS instead of on him, and that just kind of like frees up everything. Okay, this is kind of interesting. So, okay, right here, good ward. Yeah, so keeping wave in the middle I think is good. Good harass as well. Okay, so here he used W, so now like you want to like push him off the wave.
On a team. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so like when you use Q there, I think that's maybe kind of bad. Now, this is, I would say you're probably doing the right thing, but if your jungler is like looking to invade here, you probably have to use cooldowns to kill this wave because you like need to be able to come. Like you probably just like WQ this and then you're able to come because this is like, okay, this is actually psychotic. Okay, I mean, he gets it. Yeah, you probably just hard shove now just because I don't think you can get here, but at least you can like punish this. Yeah, so I don't really
I
think
think I
that's
was.
your fault,
Yeah.
but maybe you could have, well, nah, it's hard to know because like if he were like pinging that he's gonna invade, you know, and you could push now, that would be good, but it's pretty fucking random.
Looking at the wave, like right now, I'm thinking to try to freeze.
Yeah,
But then he moved out, so I have to fast
yeah,
push.
kind of, but actually maybe you just freeze it. Like honestly, he's like invading with no mid prior and no top prior, so
Yeah.
it's pretty fucking droll. Yeah, I don't know, maybe he's just dead. I guess like now you just push and look to punish Talon, like you just try and deny as many creeps. Yeah, okay, I think you're doing the right thing. I don't think you can save him. Okay. Coming drop the ward. Yeah, that's actually kind of weird. Why did Fiddle not reset? What the fuck, man? Okay, I don't know what
Games are
that
pretty
is.
random.
Yeah, that is so strange, but okay. Whatever. Okay, so when you... This is like maybe like a bit of a mindset change. Once you get to the point where you're like maybe scared of Talon harassing you back, I'd say you're probably still not too scared because Talon's like still fairly weak early. But something in a lot of matchups is, you know, say like level 1 and 2, you can harass whoever you want. After that, a lot of the time, you want to just hold your E and harass with Q. Because like Q is starting to deal more damage because you're putting more points in it. So that's like where all your damage is coming from. And then you kind of just use E as like a almost like an what's the opposite of an incentive? I guess like a disincentive to basically it just like scares them from trading, you know? Like if you hold E, it's like hard for them to jump on you. So I think QE like
I
this.
generally use it for like stacks to
Yeah.
get 2 stacks.
Yeah, I'd say it's like probably fine right now because Talon's like a bit too weak still, but just like be careful because in some matchups, like let's say you're versus Zed, if you do this, like you're really gonna feel the 16 seconds of not having your
Yeah,
stun.
okay, yeah, definitely. I did it versus an Aurelia,
Yeah,
and
okay,
I
yeah,
got
that's another
destroyed.
one. Yeah, I can see that. Okay, so this guy's basing, I guess? Not basing. Okay. Okay, so I'd say this is like a little bad, and the reason is, so when you have TP versus someone that doesn't have TP, you always should base like a wave up, basically, because it's like, okay, if they try and like stay on really low, you can just like base TP, and then the wave gets like frozen. So they can't like stay to the same time as you. So they always have to base first, and when they base first, you just push an extra wave, and then you recall. So like here, clearly Talon wants to base. Like he's really low mana. He probably has like Dirk. Actually, definitely, yeah, he definitely has Dirk by now, or Tiamat, or whatever he's gonna rush. So like he's gonna base, and you definitely have mana to push this next wave, unless you like use it all on this wave. So when you do this, like now you sort of have to base, but it also doesn't really make sense. Like there's not much point to have TP if it doesn't give you an advantage in lane. So yeah, I'm not like a
I
huge
TP.
fan of it.
I back TP because I had a last
Chapter.
chapter.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's good, but I just think like you can push an extra wave. Like I just think what happens here is okay, even now you probably have enough mana to push this one. You should just Talon is too low on mana, so you should just like walk up here and as soon as this wave comes, you kill it. You can even one thing you can do if you can't kill the wave in time is you can W the cannon and throw it under your tower to make it kill it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then, yeah, so cannon waves aren't really a problem for Syndra. You should be able to definitely, like, push this, recall, and then TP back if you need to. I also think TPing here is
It's
probably
bad.
good, honestly, because you're versus Talon, but I think if you're versus other champs, I probably wouldn't. So, obviously like Talon really wants to roam, and so if you can come back here like early and make sure he can't, I think that's good. But if you're just versus say, I don't know, like Victor or some shit, I feel like it's kind of just like a waste of a TP, and you probably only get like 2 more creeps out of it or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess here would be definitely try use your TP advantage. If you're not gonna like play around TP, it's much better to just take a combat sum, like Ignite or whatever. And yeah, so the way to use this basically is just like to secure a first recall advantage. That's like the big thing. It's just like, yeah, try and make them base first, if you can, or just like, yeah, if they don't base and they don't have wave clear, you can like base TP and then
Yeah, I
it
generally
just,
take TP because, like for example, Talon. Never played Syndra against Talon
yeah,
before, so it's like I don't really know
yeah,
what to expect. So I take TP because it's a safe option.
yeah,
But I generally use it to get a free recall, but I don't get any advantage out of it most of the
yeah,
time.
okay. A bot.
You know, like there, for example, I have no idea if it's good.
Um,
It turns out pretty bad
yeah,
because I get nothing. But
okay, so I would say that this is probably bad. So the reason would be, well, okay, so normally when I'm like going for roam, there's like a few things I think about. One is like, where is my wave? So normally if you're roaming, like a real good time to roam is when the wave is like back here. So this wave is pretty far up. Second thing I'd be thinking about is like how much CC is in the lane. So it's like, okay, I guess we have like Nami Q, which is like our only CC, and then maybe Nocturne. And then also I'm thinking about like their HP. So Caitlyn's pretty low, could probably kill her. And the last thing I guess is like where's their jungler? So Fiddle, like we don't really know. At least, yeah, I don't think we know. I guess he could be anywhere at the
no,
moment.
we don't know.
So yeah, what I'd probably do is like, okay, if you want to do this roam, you need to leave earlier. Like try and just like kill this wave like as quick as possible. Like there's time here where your Q is just up, you know? Like you could honestly push this faster probably. Like I think if you, let's see, if we just like do this, then we like just like, rather than Wing the one creep, we like
Yeah,
WQ.
definitely.
And then if you can leave when this wave is like back here, then it's probably good. But yeah, leaving... Oh wait, I'm tripping. That was a wave later. Okay, never mind. But anyway, yeah, if you can clear the wave faster, it's better. And this wave... Yeah, kind of same thing, honestly. I feel like you either... It's kind of scary, because if you blow all your cooldowns in front of Talon, like, he could probably... Not kill you, but, like, force you out of lane. You don't quite have enough AP. Okay, and then you start looking bot. Okay, what I'd probably do here is I'd like walk like maybe halfway and then like think about turning around, so
I did that, but a bit later. No,
or maybe
no,
yeah.
I didn't turn around.
Yeah,
No,
because
no,
like
I went
maybe
away.
even now, I think okay, now the ADC is dead. And like that's like the most important thing that you're coming here for. I think now you probably have time to get back mid, and this guy should be like just Wing the wave, you know? But I think if you turned around like way earlier, you probably have time. Okay, yeah, if you yeah, that was kind of a
So
waste.
I took the wave for because I was like, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
lose
kind of have to.
the wave.
Yeah, yeah. I
But
think,
I'm not sure my ADC is like. I think it
yeah.
tilts a bit because of that,
Ah, okay. I think it's
if I
like fine to
remember
him,
correctly.
honestly. But, yeah, maybe it's, well, I'd
Because
probably
like
do it
I
too.
was like, Nocturne is gonna crash the wave anyway, so
Yeah,
might as well take the CS.
yeah. Okay, so I would just think, yeah, like honestly, this is probably fine up until like this point. Maybe when like the waves start to meet, you should like rethink it. And I think as soon as Caitlyn dies, that's when you turn around. Because the only reason you roam bot is to stop the ADC from farming, basically. The kill and the
Okay,
support is
okay.
pretty, pretty whatever, honestly.
Because like when I'm roaming, okay, so like the
Ah.
first 50 to 70, yeah. The first 50 to 70 games, I'll say, I
Mhm.
didn't roam like at
Yeah.
all. I just stay mid, try to CS as well as I can, and try to understand matchups.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to implement roaming a bit more now. But yeah, I feel like it's such a coin flip
Yeah, there's like
Like,
definitely a lot of stuff to think about.
yeah, most of the time, like I get lucky because enemy goes too far, but I feel like it shouldn't have worked.
Hmm. Yeah, okay. Well, I
So I
guess,
don't really know about roaming. Like this is a point where every time I want to make a decision to go bot or top, like all the way there, I just don't know what I'm doing.
okay. Well, I would say, like, yeah, as we talked about before, like waves, CC, HP, junglers, like those are probably like the big things. And then,
Yeah,
um, now to be fair, Syndra is like not an amazing roamer
yeah,
from
definitely,
like
yeah.
her stun point of view, but the one nice thing about Syndra is that like once you get enough wave clear that you can clear the waves like super early, it just gives you so much time to just like do whatever. And I think if you, yeah, like again, if you can roam before like the wave passes this point, it's really, really good. And okay, yeah, that guy's kind of not too happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like once you get to the point where you can just like annihilate waves, then you can kind of start roaming. But before that is sort of
Okay,
hard.
we saw him, but apparently I'm blind, I think. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. That's fine, I think. I mean, it sucks, but you just focus on other stuff. Oh, I will say though, this ward is like pretty useless. You pretty much never
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
ward like that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, if you can ward like, I mean, here is a good ward, or like over the wall, or you know, the bush over the wall. Just like, I swear this ward is just always, it's like 99% of the time just doesn't do anything for you. If you're like lazy, I guess, and you don't want to like walk too far away from the wave, just like ward,
Exactly,
like
yeah.
yeah, tiny bit out.
Is it good towards like if I have one ward, I'm pushing, and I have no idea where the jungle is? Should you ward raptors?
Yeah, I
Is that
think
something you can do?
yeah, I think like warding raptors is like normally like good and safe. The thing is though, like if you don't know where the jungler is, normally you like gotta push the wave and then just like make sure the enemy mid is like under the tower, you know, because like if you walk to raptors and you get collapsed
Yeah.
on by Talon and Fiddle, then you probably die. But if you can
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
you know, push the wave, Talon's farming it, you quickly walk here and like ward, you know, here or something, then I think it's fine. Okay, so you don't have flash now, which is pretty scary. Yeah, okay. It's pretty hard to avoid this. So, I
No
guess,
ward.
yeah, it's like two things here I'd say is like, let's make a little like warding slash hugging. So, um, first is like, so when you like don't push past like halfway if you don't have a ward. So in this case, like all your wards got cleared like by this guy, which means you shouldn't walk past this point anymore. But like you're still trying to get
Okay.
priority, even though like
I was
honestly
like,
you kind of can't.
I think I was just trying to push the wave out, so it make okay. Yeah, I think okay. Push the wave so it bounce back and I can freeze it because
Yeah.
the state of the wave was not freezable. So that's what was I was thinking, but
Yeah, I mean I think so. Let's see. Like this wave, yeah, you fought for that wave. That makes sense. I honestly think if you just
just don't touch it.
yeah,
He's
I
gonna
think if
push
you
it.
don't touch it, this guy is probably gonna W it. And in fact,
Okay.
yeah, I mean if he's smart, I think you're right. He probably freezes it. Yeah, maybe you do have to. Well, I don't know. I think, yeah, you just can't really push past this point. You kind of have to give something up because, like, yeah, you're trying to push past halfway with no vision and no
Yeah.
flash, and like, yeah, especially with no flash, that's just it's like really, really risky. I guess like if you're going to do this, you probably should like ping your jungle for assistance that like you need help, kind
Yeah.
of like crashing this wave or whatever. Yeah, it's kind of just like a free death, which sucks. Because you were definitely ahead of Talon, and now you're kind of behind. But that's honestly, like, not the worst, because, like, you guys should get Herald off it. This is what I mean, by the way. Like, when you get this much wave clear on Syndra, to where you can, like, clear the wave early, and you can leave when the wave is, like, all the way back here, even if your
Yeah.
roams aren't that good, it's like, you just have so much time to do, like, whatever you want. Those guys look like they're kind of... I don't know what this is. So, here, kind of have choices of you could roam bot because these guys are like pretty pushed up and they're low, On the other hand, you could help Nocturne, like secure Herald. I think
Yeah.
here it's
I
definitely
was
safer
honestly
to help Herald.
I was looking at the bots, and
Yeah,
I think I went up at the end of it. And yeah, okay, Fiddle.
yeah. Yeah, this is actually like kind of hard. I'm not totally sure what the best play is. Like it's definitely safer to help Nocturne secure Herald. Yeah, I guess okay, I probably would play for Nocturne here because like as you probably know, like playing for the losing lane is a bit risky.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
And
Yeah.
Nocturne's fed, so you probably just like play towards your jungler here. And in general, by the way, like you should like 90% of the time I'd say should play towards like your jungler's side just because like yeah, if they start fighting, I mean, you know, you play jungle, like you can
Yeah,
help
yeah.
them like do whatever. Okay, actually one thing that has been kind of weird is this your pink? I guess this is your pink. Let me go back to like your first base or your second base or whatever. Okay, so that base, I definitely don't think you had pink gold. Actually, you know what? Let me go all the way back.
I might have had enough. No idea. Yeah, sometimes I simply forget.
Okay, yeah, you didn't. Oh, I guess you could have waited.
I could have waited. Okay.
Yeah, it's probably is worth it because having one pink for early game is actually kind of OP because there's like, okay, first, it's you kind of need to use pink wards to like push up your yellow wards. So if you like ward here, but you don't have a pink there, then you know Fiddle can always just like come through river or he can come through here, right? But
Yeah.
like the pinks in either like that spot or that spot, that's like what allows you to control a river and to like move your green wards like just wherever basically, just like further up. So I think pinks honestly are kind of overrated, but one pink for early game is really really useful. But yeah, pinks in mid game I think are kind of not that great in solo queue. So okay, let's go back to where we were. So like yeah, guess it would have been nice to have pink at this point, but it probably would have been cleared by a movement anyway. Okay, so you died. You actually did buy a pink here. Okay, so you have the pink, but I think you placed it in side bush, I'm guessing. Yeah, so same thing. I think this
I
ward,
was lazy. Yeah.
yeah, it's like it's okay. It's just like I don't know, it feels very average. You know, I think here it's like one, you probably want to place your wards on Nocturne's side anyway. Like I think you probably, if you are warding, it wants to be the side you're going to play to, right? So I think probably like pink there, or you know, pink here is much better. Now you probably know, like you have to pink the very side of this bush, right? Otherwise they can fit through this like vision gap here. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I know, but I never do it because the jungles never do
okay,
this. Like
yeah,
in my elo, at least.
yeah, okay,
But yeah, it's a good thing to know.
yeah. I think I'd probably, yeah. I mean, pink here or pink here would probably keep you safe if you're playing towards Nocturne. But yeah, this doesn't really make sense. Because, like, if you ward bot side, like, you want to hug bot side. But at the same time, like, your jungler's doing Herald, so that doesn't really make sense either. So, I guess, like, here, yeah, try, like, ward. Or I guess after like the first 5 minutes where you're just like warding based on where their jungler is, I think after that, like just like ward to where your jungler is. Because like in the first 5 minutes, I think it's really easy to just track their jungler and like find them with wards. But after that, it's like hard to know where they are, at least for me. So yeah, then I just like ward to my jungler. That's good though, good harass.
Yeah, on Syndra I do it, but on a mage that has not as much mana, I'll say,
Hmm.
regeneration.
Hmm.
I tend not to poke the jungle
Yeah,
when it comes
yeah,
to that.
sometimes it is bad because they just heal back to full anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not helping my lane.
Yeah, same thing by the way,
Okay,
like
again, I
just
really gotta
just
stop
ward
doing it.
there if
Yeah.
anything.
Okay. Yeah.
I also think by the way, like this ward might not even save you versus Fiddle. Like Fiddle, you probably kind of need a ward over that or like over that, because I think you know in your elo right now you probably don't need a ward specifically towards their jungler, but there are like certain junglers, you know, like Zac for example, where like that
It's
ward
like it's
just doesn't
fucking
help you.
nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a mage versus like Zac, Nocturne,
It,
like
yeah.
oh my god, it's not fun. Okay, this is
So,
good.
like this is the point of the game where I'm not sure what's the game plan. like in my head, I'm just like I have enough wave clear, so I'm just perma pushing the wave
Mm-hmm.
and going for plays. But it's like I'm not really laning anymore. Is that a good thing to do? Or
I think yeah, I'd probably say so. Like I think just like the 1v1 lane at this point in the game doesn't matter a whole lot. So yeah, I like what you're doing here. Like push and move. Like he either has to clear this and be late, or which is what he does, or he gives it up. So I think this is good. I will say though, you were kind of like weak for this point, I guess. Like
yeah,
normally at 11 minutes, you either want like Ludens or you want like Sork shoes. And like, so you've gone Magic Boots, which means like all your money is going towards Ludens, but you don't quite have it. Actually, you do have it, but what you probably want to do actually is base and TP here with Ludens, because I'm just thinking like, okay, this is like an 11-minute fight, but our Syndra still looks like really, really just like not weak, but it's like you're not at the point where you can like 1v9 a fight. And I think you kind of should be at that point by 11 minutes, especially if you just like get a plate or you can get one kill or something. It really makes this fight just 10 times easier. Okay, this is like very minor, but actually no, it's not minor. I think ulting this Amumu is pretty bad because Amumu's already used every cooldown. So killing Amumu, it doesn't matter. Here, I think you should just ult Fiddle. It doesn't look like it matters for the fight at all. Oh, actually it does matter. He gets out. So yeah, it's really important, by the way, that when you're let's see, let's just go to mid game. I'll put this at the very bottom. Mid game, so like team fighting, like the target priority is super important, especially if you're playing like a burst mage like Syndra, because you just don't really deal damage to tanks. And here, if I were like numbering them 1 to 5 in terms of importance, it'd probably be like Caitlyn 1, like Talon 2, Fiddle 3, Jax 4, Amumu 5, or something like that. So even though Fiddlesticks isn't the most important target, Amumu is like literally the last person you want to hit. This is a guy with 140 MR right now because of Aftershock.
I think I ulted it just to get a kill.
Yeah.
But yeah, it turns out bad.
I think walking that way is like kind of greedy maybe, because you don't see Talon at the moment. Do you have E? Yeah, no, that's pretty scary, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, you got away with it. Go back to the wave. Yeah, I like hitting this. Get the plate.
Yeah, 3 plates. I took it.
Get Ludens. Yeah, and save your TP. Okay, this is looking good. I mean, you're definitely strong. Oh, another
right
thing
now
about...
is the point where I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, okay. So, I guess like at this point in the game, you're mostly looking to just like fight objectives and like keep your farm up. So here, there's no dragon for a while. Herald will probably be the next one. So you probably just like, if your jungler's doing something, you can help him. Otherwise, just keep playing your 1v1 lane and just like wait for a fight or something. I think as well, like you had a lot of gold, so I probably would buy a pink, because having no ward down, like if you don't have your yellow ward, it's really hard to play the game because, you have no vision bot side, no vision top side. Yeah, I like taking these. It's honestly pretty scary right now. You just have no vision on the map. Honestly, you almost can't push this, but I just think you need a pink to bridge this gap, because...
Yeah, okay.
You just dead? Okay, you lose your flash. So, yeah, I'd say... I don't know. It's like, you just need a ward down pretty much to play this.
Yeah, okay.
If you like pink top side or pink bot side.
Would it be something you can do? Like try to freeze the wave, even though it gives Talon roam possibility?
Yeah, you
but
might want
to try to get a kill out of Talon? Like, can I kill him actually?
I don't think you can kill him unless he makes a mistake. And I also think...
Okay, yeah, okay.
It's like really up to him to make it. And I also think that just giving a roaming champ priority for free is really bad, because he can really easily kill your bot lane, but you can't really easily kill his bot lane. It's not like it's a fair trade. He just gets more kills.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because like with Aurelia, like my gameplay
is...
you
just freeze and then
if I'm against
them.
a match, I'm just freezing all the game.
Yeah.
Every time I can, I'm just freezing, and I get an advantage. But I was like, if I'm against Talon, which has not happened yet, I believe, should I freeze? Like, even though it gives him the possibility of roaming.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't as Syndra. I think if you're Aurelia though, you probably can.
As
Yeah, I
Irelia
think as
against Talon,
Aurelia, I
for
probably
example.
would because Aurelia
Okay, okay.
kill threat is like way higher than Syndra's, especially if you have Ignite, which I assume you do. And
Yeah, yeah, every
also, like Syndra can roam, and in my opinion, like Aurelia just can't roam. Like unless you have flash ult, your roams just suck. Like you like
okay.
win skirmishes, like if it's in the river, but if you just like walk to a lane as Aurelia, I swear it's so useless. It just takes so long, and yeah, it doesn't really do a whole lot. You placed a ward there again, by the way. I just didn't
Yeah,
bring it up.
yeah, it's
That's
gonna be the whole game.
yeah. Good hugging on that one though. Like that would actually kept you sort of safe. And your CS is really good too. Like how much gold are you
Yeah,
ahead?
it's the
Like
game.
pretty.
It's the game. Like I was insanely focused on CS. That's why I didn't poke him that much. I feel like it's difficult for me to be really aggressive and still have a high CS.
Yeah, I think it's just something you
So
gotta practice really, right?
yeah, yeah, it's definitely practice because like I know I can get like 10 assists per minute if I don't get ganked too much, if I don't die. But I
Mm.
know I'm not gonna kill my laner if
Yeah.
I'm playing a mage like Victor or something. Like
Yeah, I mean, I
that's
think
something I'm like.
most of the time you're not expecting to get kills, but you can definitely get a bigger CS lead. You know, like champ like Victor, most of the time, well, almost never is going to get solo kills, but you can pretty much always get like, 30, 40 CS lead. And like, to be honest, your CS lead here could be bigger. Not from yours being higher, but just from his being lower, if you played
Yeah,
really
yeah.
better. Okay. Jax. You're just dead. Oh, I actually live.
Okay.
Oh my god. Are you out? Okay, let's have a look at this fight. So, um, this guy flash doesn't have flash. I think. I think if you're really, really good, you probably want to hold your stun here. I think
Okay.
because I think
Okay.
what should happen is like he can't flash here because he's getting nocturnal. This is like really nitpicky, but I think yeah he shouldn't be able to flash because he's just like getting nocturnaled anyway. So I don't think the stun really does anything. And then like if you had stun now for these guys, it would be really really good. Like if you could just ult and
Okay,
then
I see.
stun off it, and almost always in team fights by the way. So like yeah most of the time in team fights you want to like RE. Or you want to like put balls on the
Okay.
ground before the fight starts, like because just a
Okay.
single
I
stun.
never do this. I think.
Okay, yeah. Like you always want to get like big stuns if you can. So I'd say honestly what you could do here is probably just like Q and then like Q again and like stun maybe like this if you want to stay where you are. Or yeah, like ult and then stun off it. And
Yeah,
then
because what I was thinking was like I'm just gonna burst him down, and
yeah.
then we'll have a number advantage and fight's gonna be win.
Yeah. I
Or they
mean
have to back down and we have one kill.
yeah, maybe if you check the stopwatch as well. Because like if he doesn't have stopwatch and you just like instantly one-shot him with the QE, like I could see that being good. But yeah, that kind of ends up losing you the fight, honestly. And also, the ult is sort of wasted.
Yeah, I just wanted to steal the kill. Didn't
Yeah.
saw the Jax coming, so
Yeah.
turned out pretty bad.
Yeah, okay. It's a rough fight. I would say, yeah, maybe just like stopwatch check. Could have possibly used abilities a bit better, like the stun and the ult. Another thing, by the way, is like really, how long do you have on stun here? It's like 12 seconds. I guess you didn't see Jax, but in general, you should
Oh,
be like
it's too
really
close.
fucking scared when you have like no flash, no stun, because that's like the most vulnerable. But I mean, if you didn't see him, you didn't see him, right? So
Yeah.
not much you can do about it. You actually, yeah, good kiting. You managed to get out. Oh, not get out. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Oh wait, did you have no boots? Oh no, you did have boots. Okay. So you come back on the map. Yeah, so mid
Oh,
game.
so now this. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
this is what you mean, right? Like you don't really know what to do here.
Okay, I know what I'm supposed to do, but in terms of optimal play, I think I know what to do. But in solo queue, like for example, Drake's coming up soon,
Hmm.
so I believe as a mid laner, a mage, you push on the side of the objective coming
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
so you can be there, especially if you don't have TP.
Yeah.
But like for example, there's a problem I have. Like, if there is no objective, and you go on the side, there's a fight in mid breaking out for no reason, and like you being on the side is actually the losing gameplay for most of my solo queue.
Yeah.
And so like
There you go.
I think I'm doing the good thing, but it turns out to be a thing that lost me the game.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be kind of hard to see. Maybe there's an example in this game, but I think if
There's
you
gonna be an example, I
okay,
believe.
okay. I guess we'll just look for it. I think here though,
Yeah, okay.
you probably shouldn't go bot. So,
Oh, okay.
well, you want to
Why?
be bot eventually, but the problem is like one, Lucian's dead, so no one's going to be on mid
Yeah.
wave, and two,
Okay.
you can't push this wave because if they're not on Herald, like where are they? Realistically, they have to be here. So if you walk all the way up there with no vision and your entire team topside, well, you
No
just
flash
can't.
as
You're
well.
just gonna die. So here, I think you should path through mid, and then you can like get control of this, and maybe you can go bot after the drag. But like, yeah, you can't do anything here. Like straight up, you just yeah, it's like you guys lose away for free, and you can't. I mean, this is like really
I missed.
risky.
I
If you're
I don't
doing
know
this,
if I had
by
the
the way,
burst to kill
nah,
her.
you can kill her. You can kill her. So what you should do
Okay.
here is just Q in the bush to get one down, and then pick it
Okay.
up with your W, and then WQ Alt E her, because that way it's like your stun gets guaranteed by Alt, and you also like set up as much damage with your balls before the thing starts. So yeah, I wouldn't open with QE because this is like one ball on the ground, and it's like a chance of missing it as opposed to just like ulting. But yeah, like you guys don't even end up with control over this area because you can't push this out anyways. So basically I'd be thinking like, yeah, your ideal is to push like the side wave like before drag. But if you can't because like team dead, no vision, or whatever, then you push mid instead. And because like, you know, if you pushed mid, like let's go back. Let's say you're mid right now, you're contesting this wave, then maybe on this next wave coming, like your team as a group could push this and walk into river, especially because Caitlyn's not here. Like she would be mid, right? But instead, like now, you're pretty hard weak-sided, and there's no way for you to get to your team, and you have no TP. So yeah, you're just fucked. You can't, there's no way for you to get there. Your probably best bet is to just kill this guy. I think again, actually, this guy is kind of dead. Like I would just place as many Qs as you can on the ground, pick one of them up, and then just... Yeah, like honestly there, if she is walking up like that, just one-shot her.
Yeah, just mechanically bad there.
You can even just like put two balls on the ground and probably just flash ult her if you really wanted to. Yes, this
I was
is...
not that confident about my damage at this point, I believe.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
I don't know the limits yet.
Yeah, I'm like pretty sure she's dead. She doesn't have heal. Maybe she has heal, she can live, but without I don't think so. But yeah, I think the whole reason this happens is basically like because you didn't get control of mid, you have no river control, and then you're not really allowed to push side. Like you pretty much always have to go mid to sides in the mid game. So like use secure control of mid, use that to get control, and then you push the side lane is normally the way to do it. Because yeah, you're just kind of stuck down here. And it's really bad as well if your bot lane is weak. Because like if your bot lane's really strong and they can get priority without you, then this sort of just fixes itself for you. But it's like getting carried in a way, you know, like you'd have to be reliant on your bot being way stronger to do that. Yeah, and here it's just like not really the case. Okay, so drag is gone. You have TP if you need to. I think here you're probably fine to push as much as you want. Like, no one can be here. You can just, yeah, just push.
I think that's what I did. And like everyone disappears, so I just that's kind of risky, looking back at it. But like everyone disappears, so I just commit because I can't. I think I can't go
Yeah,
any further.
I think you can keep going. So I think if you're paying attention to the map, like Fiddlesticks exits topside, and like the other two are dead. Jax was like 1 HP, so I think you should be able to push one more here. Also, if
One
you
more, okay.
do want to push side lane, this ward doesn't actually help you that much. Like if you want to be able to push up here, you need like a pink here and a ward there, or like a pink here, ward here, you know, just like some kind of control in this area, because this ward doesn't really help you do this at all. So yeah, I think you could have done one more. I mean, if Caitlyn comes, you just fight her. I also think, I guess you're deciding to build Zhonya's.
Okay, my itemization. Okay, so I wanted to do Shadow Flame. Yeah.
Mhm.
But there's a Talon, there's a
Yeah,
Fiddlestick, and there's a Jax. So I was like, I need Zhonya's.
yeah,
But on the back, that I bought the first component of Shadow Flame.
yeah.
Like I think the exact amount to buy it. So instead of going for Zonya, I was like, this is gonna be a bigger power spike in terms of AP,
Mhm.
and then I'll go for Zonya. And I have no idea if it's good, but that's what I was thinking.
Um, I think it's like okay to do that. I'm not actually sure you need Zhonya's this game. I know it looks kind of crazy, but my
Really?
reasoning would be that like Talon is not super fed. Like you're stronger than Talon, and I don't think he can just straight one shot you as long as you position well. And I think everyone else, you can kind of kite them. You know, I don't think you should get a Mumu altered or Fiddle altered unless like you make a mistake, and like you can always like stun this guy off you. Also, Zhonya's versus Caitlyn, you just die straight after anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. You could go it, and it'd probably be fine. But I would prefer that you played better and didn't need it.
Okay.
Like I think you just need to position a bit better.
You go for Shadow Flame, and
Yeah,
then
yeah. I'd probably like Shadow Flame and then like Rabadon or Void, depending on like what they get.
when do you go Void and when do you go Rabadon?
Normally if I just see like more than one person building MR items, so like right now I probably wouldn't go Void, but let's say like Talon had Merc Treads, um, maybe Jax is building, I don't know, Wit's End or some stupid shit. Like you know, then I'd start thinking about it. Okay, yeah, going bot here I think is fine. You just saw Fiddle. Okay, Fiddle's still mid.
Yeah, at this point I'm just trying to get as much resources as I can.
Yeah, I think you should be fine to push here. Like you saw everyone topside. Yeah, like in this situation, by the way, it's like you watch mid with TP, but you should be like trying to push it all the way up here. So
Okay.
yeah, like I'd probably be like watching this fight and thinking like, do I need a TP? Okay, probably not. I'm not sure you need to base. How much gold do you have? You do have 1k, so you can think about it, but I feel like you can pressure this tower here. I don't think anyone can be here again. And like you should be able to like ward for yourself here. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you can pressure this tower, honestly. I don't think anyone can stop you from doing this. Like by the time this guy shows up, you can leave as long as you have a ward or something. So I think you could have gone more aggressive. Just like I guess another thing for like the mid game is you really got to start like tracking like where people are. So if we
Yeah.
just go back, obviously it's like a bit easier because you're like focusing on CSing. But okay, like a Mumu's topside, Talon, Fiddle, and Caitlyn were all topside. So this is like you have permission to do whatever you want. You can be as aggressive as you want. You could probably take their wolves if you wanted. You could like look at Gromp, although it takes fucking ages. Like you could maybe take this tower, but if you just base, it's like you have all this pressure and you just kind of
Yeah,
give it
just give it
away.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, nice stun. Okay, so here I'd probably be... Yeah, like this ward, it sucks because this will never help you push the side lane. The only reason to
Yeah.
ward this would be if you're scared Fiddlesticks is in there. But hey, if Fiddlesticks is in here, dude, like, you're just... I don't know. It
We're
doesn't...
already dead, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, I think if you're playing for this tower, your ward should be, like, there, or... Because it's 1 HP, you might even want to play for the next one, and maybe then it's, like, pink here, ward here, or just somewhere, like, a bit deeper.
Like I feel like when I'm going for side link, like actually putting vision is just too dangerous. Like putting deep vision without knowing where they are. Like
Yeah,
imagine I'm going all the way for tier 1
yeah.
and then I decide to play for the second tower, but I go warding. I have no idea what they are. I just can't.
Well, I think normally there's like ways you can kind of get the vision. Like, for example, right now, you know Jax is recalling, right? So, like, if you'd pushed
Yeah.
up, you should be able to get these wards down before Jax comes back.
Yeah, but I don't know where Fiddle is, and
I mean, you have your
same for
team there.
Talon.
Well, okay. Well, let's just say like you're on this wave. I think you should be fine on this wave because you have Nocturne nearby. Um,
Yeah, okay.
and like if you pink this, I think that keeps you safe. Then maybe when Talon shows mid, like maybe that's when you get it, or maybe when Darius is walking in, like maybe you get the wards with Darius. Like I think there's always ways to get wards, but basically, yeah, I guess like if you are so mid game wards, like wait for people to show, or like base, or just like they're not there, or like wait for your team to be around. Like when you were pushing bot before, for example, like when you could have hit this, like remember you saw them all topside, so you had opportunities to get the wards
Okay,
you
yeah.
wanted. Okay. Yes, Darius goes top and base. What the fuck is this guy doing? How much gold does he have? That was real weird. Okay, so you come... Yeah, I think I like the way you did this. Like, I think, again, it's sort of same thing of, like, you can't really be bot yet. You could maybe be top still pushing, but... I mean, I'm down to just, like, group and get vision early, so I kind of like what you're doing here. Come to fight. Nice stun.
I use the ultimate more like an execute more
Yeah.
than like an opener for team fight.
Yeah, I think normally going for the stun is better, but obviously if you can just like ult a squishy and just like one-shot them, like that's pretty valuable. Okay, yeah, I like what you're doing here. The same thing, like everyone is showing right now, so you can do whatever you want. This guy's TPing, I guess you gotta come to this. Oh, maybe you didn't see that.
I see it's okay. Okay, I turbo int there.
Yeah, I think you're a bit far in. So, okay, this honestly would kind of be like the tracking thing again. So I think right now what
Yeah.
you're doing is like great. But I think when you notice, like at this point, okay, well, one is a TP, but let's just ignore the TP. If Lucian is basing and Darius is basing, or like trying to, it's really scary to be all the way up to their tier 2, you know? Like when your team is like doing drag, recalling. So, yeah.
I think I tried to burst down the fiddle, but I failed miserably.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
And
that
yeah,
sucks. Okay, another thing, if you do go Zhonya's second, you normally don't go Shadow Flame third, because by the time you get to third item, Rabadon's is just more damage than Shadow Flame. So
yeah.
Shadow Flame is like pretty much only a second item.
Okay. Never third, never fourth.
Well, I think, yeah, you can maybe go at fourth if you don't need Void, because at that point,
Okay, yeah,
it's
okay.
probably the second highest damage item after Rabadon's, but if they had MR, I would normally go Void by then, yeah. Okay, so you have TP. Yes, I think this is like correct. Like your whole team is topside. You can't really push this
Yeah.
anymore. So doing the camp, I think is good. Coming mid, I'm down for this too. I'm not a huge fan of using this
TP.
ult here. No, I like the TP, but I think like QE, okay. You want to try invest like one cooldown into killing this guy, but not two. Like if you want to QE him, that's fine. But you really still need some threat left over. Because right now, when you use QE and R, Caitlyn is literally like walking in front of you, and that's allowed somehow. You know, if you just like flash R, she's instantly dies, and then you can like Zhonya for Talon after or something. But instead, she actually just gets to do like whatever she wants. So yeah, be really careful using like both stun and ult with someone, especially if it's not like the most important target. Okay, nice stun. Guess you guys get inhib. Okay, are we ending or what? Okay, we're backing off.
By this moment, I think there's gonna be a few times where I like literally froze because I don't know if I should go side or
Yeah.
if I should. Like at this point, I believe like I can group and just stop siding because we're so strong in team fights.
Yeah, I think
But at the same time, in mids, I'm not having any value if we're not getting kills.
I think right now, again, it's fine for you to be mid. Like you don't have any river control, and Lucian was
Yeah.
bot anyway, so I think you're fine to be here. Now I don't know what you're basing for. Oh, you based for blue
Uh,
trinket, I guess? Yeah, it looks like the only thing you based for.
I forgot to take it, and I remember it, so I backed.
Yeah, I think it's honestly not really worth it. But, I mean, I guess it's fine. I think you just, like,
Uh,
lose pressure on the map.
should you take it at level 9
Nah,
every
I
game?
normally take it just, like, when Baron spawns. Like, 20 minutes or something.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think you can clear this wave, so I'd probably be looking like... Yeah, right now Lucian is bot anyway. How long on Dragon?
And for example,
Dragon's on
like there,
3.
I don't know if I should go bot or top, and I think I just do zigzag.
Yeah, I think, like, right now, so how long on Dragon? Like, Dragon's a minute away. So if you want to clear this top wave, it kind of has to be now. So if you want to walk top and clear this, like, around here, I think that's fine. But I think kind of at this point, when the objective is so close to spawning, I don't really think you can go top. Oh, I mean, you could go top, one-shot this, and then, like, TP. Oh, wait, you don't have TP. Okay, yeah, I don't think you can go top. I think you just gotta kind of group here. But this is, like, a product of your bad base timing, you know, where you just, like, base without pushing
Yeah.
first. Lucian died bot.
And then I end up
Yeah,
going for the
okay, so
wave.
this is... Yeah,
Yeah,
again,
this
like,
is that.
if you are going for this, it has to be, like, way earlier.
Okay.
Because now you can't get to this fight, right? Yeah, so I would actually say this is kind of your fault. I think
Yeah.
either just, yeah, do this really early and come back, or just don't go at all. Because, yeah,
And I
the
feel like
closer it gets...
this is the kind of thing that loses me game.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think this is really easy to fix, so that's, like, a good problem to have, almost. It's basically just, like, I would say when the objective is, like, 1 minute away, or is, like, yeah, I'd say probably, like, 30 to 60 seconds, like, you really need to kind of not be there, but need to, I don't know, get ready almost. It's like, you don't need to be there quite yet, but you've got to be there pretty soon, you know? And here it's like, Dragon is spawning in 2 seconds, and you're still in top wave. Like, if you were here, even 10 seconds before, like, you'd actually be here in time for the fight, and then you guys probably just, like, win this, and then, like,
Yeah.
win the game off it. Okay. Yeah, now it's a bit awkward. You gotta try stop Baron. Or maybe they're not gonna do it. Okay. Playing in your range. Oh my god, that was alpha. Let's see.
Yeah, mechanically not. I'm used to playing melee champ. Range
Yeah.
is a bit hard for me.
Okay. I think here I'd probably base TP to this wave. Like, if you want to do something with this wave, you at least need to be, like, full health for it, you know? Because you actually died at, like, 1 Caitlyn auto. Okay, you got stunned. Ooh.
Yeah, after we base and we go for Nash, I think.
I think you guys probably could have ended this if you had
Yeah,
TP'd to it.
definitely. Yeah,
Because, like, if you're
definitely.
full HP with, like, Rabadons... Oh, you didn't quite have Rabadons, but... Yeah, that could have been close. Okay. Yeah, they give Baron, not a whole lot you can do about that. You can probably do one more, they're probably based. Yeah, like that. Recall? Yeah, like, now I'd probably just group. I don't think there's anything worth going top lane for right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
When you
that
get
goes.
all tier 2, you just group.
Yeah, that guy's fucked. Okay, and then I guess you guys just win off this, right? Yeah, okay, nice. So,
Yeah,
alright.
was one of this.
What about, like... Oh yeah, I'll come back. Actually, I'll just, like, remember to do that after the session, but... to work on, so I'd say biggest things would be... early game, I think cooldowns. Actually, just, like... Yeah, okay, cooldowns is a big one, so, like, punishing them, like, tracking them, you know, tracking, etc. Like, just everything around cooldowns for the early game, I think is really important. Maybe, like, early game positioning as well, like, trying to position more aggressive. And then I think the warding, yeah, I'd say the hugging was actually pretty good. Like, I feel like most of the time you're hugging to the right side of the wave. but the
Yeah.
warding I think is pretty bad. So try like ward further out, like buy one pink ward is really broken. Yeah, just like try and make it kind of safe for yourself. And also, like if you don't have these, you have to play safer because like, you know, I think a couple times you just like walk up and kind of die for it or like lose your flash or whatever. So that would be all the early game stuff. Maybe a minor one would be TP usage, like early game. Or TP usage for lane. Like just like try get a first base advantage, but I mean that's definitely minor. And then in the mid game, we had a lot of stuff. I think I would probably say, yeah, like trying to push or like deeper vision to help side lane. I think that's pretty important. And maybe like, yeah, like make sure you're grouped for like objective timing. So I'll say just like 30 to 60 seconds. And I guess the last thing, like just, yeah, start tracking people. Because if you don't know where people are, it's really scary to push the side lane. But a lot of the time, you know, if you see everyone show, then it's really easy. But I honestly think your mid game wasn't that bad. Like you feel a bit lost, but I think most of it's good. It's just, you know, you can make it
In
a
this
little bit
game,
better.
yeah, it ended up good because I had the possibility to go silence. But what if you don't? Like, for example, like either you don't know where people are, or you don't have like any lanes, or they're all bit pushed out,
Yeah.
and there's only mid, and your ADC is already there. Like, what should you do?
Yeah, if you just like can't side lane at all, basically, it's like you just collect the waves when they come to tower. If the waves are all the way out here, then you pretty much just have to group. But you really, if
You
you're
have to
in
go.
that
Okay.
situation, you're really fucked. You know, like if that
Yeah.
means like you're really behind or something. If you can't side lane at all, or your team is just getting destroyed or something. If you have like an example, like feel free to send me on Discord. But yeah, normally if that happens, you just try your best not to die, like catch the waves whenever they get to you, and otherwise just like stand in fog of war,
Okay.
like behind your team. So if they get engaged on mid, at least you can help them or something. Yeah, it kind of sucks though. Try not to. Hopefully that doesn't happen too often. Okay, so I'll copy this to you. Do you have any questions about any of this?
No, that was pretty good.
Okay, so
Maybe about more because like this was a game on Syndra.
yeah,
Uh, and I feel like I'm getting better and better with mages,
yeah,
but it's still not my best champs to play. And I
yeah.
feel like with Irelia, I have a lot more success. And I had a question about this, like, what's the game plan with Irelia? Because I don't think like Irelia scaling is as great as, for example, Syndra.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a point in the game where I'll go split pushing, and I feel like it's useless. Like I'm getting a lot of gold, like a really good CS, getting a bit pressure on the map. But sometimes I feel like if I just group, because for example, I'm 6-1, I'm
Yeah.
pretty fed. But if I just group and we have a team fight, we're gonna win it. It's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But because I'm side laning, there is no opportunity for me to actually carry in a team fight.
Um.
And I don't know what's the right thing to make.
Well,
If
okay.
staying inside is better.
I think that like when I'm okay, when I'm playing, or I'm not an Aurelia player to be honest, but when I see like Aurelias and when I've played like sort of Aurelia splitting sort of champs, normally my goal is like, okay, I push the lane like as far as I can, like to the enemy's tower, and then it's like a decision. It's like, okay, when you get to this point, you can either take the tower or you can look to group with your team. And I think like if your like team is looking to fight, or you know there's maybe people on the mid wave that you can flank, like just go. Otherwise, just like hit the tower. But I think again, like most important thing is just being there for every dragon fight. If every dragon you just have like a Relia flash ult, you should be able to win every dragon team fight. And then one of those dragon
Oh,
team
yeah.
fights you win, you get Baron after, and then that should be pretty much it.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Yeah, I think it's like less being at every fight and more just being as strong as possible for the really important ones, which are pretty much like just dragons, you know?
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, like just like
Uh,
push the tower and then like try group maybe or take tower, just depending on kind of what people are doing on mid.
in terms of matchup,
Hmm.
for Syndra, well, at the moment I'm perma-banning Kassadin because I
Yeah,
think this is
me
just
too.
way too broken.
Yeah.
But like before perma-banning Kassadin, I was perma-banning Zed
Mhm.
because like I feel like as Syndra, even Victor. I mean, you have the arguments to win the lane, but I never do. I get killed so often. So should I keep banning Kassadin? When it's gonna get nerfed, like I go for Zed, or should I?
Yeah, I think swapping to Zed after Kassadin gets nerfed is fine. Like, I think Zed is definitely one of Syndra's worst matchups. Like, obviously the 1v1 is bad, but it's also the combination with the jungler. You know, if it's like Zed Evelyn and you're Syndra, it's just like, yeah, you might as well just dodge because it's going to be unplayable. I actually played Zed versus Syndra with, I think it was Evelyn or... Yeah, actually, I think it was Zed Evelyn like yesterday, and the Syndra was just like 0-10 or some shit. It's just so hard.
Is there another matchup that you should dodge as Syndra?
Not really. I mean, honestly, I probably wouldn't dodge Zed on its own. I would just dodge Zed like with Evelyn or something. But
Okay.
I guess like another matchup that would be comparable would be something like Fizz plus I don't know Rek'Sai or some shit. Just like
Yeah.
those champs that are like good assassins into you plus a ganking jungler. That's really hard. But I don't know. To be honest, in low elo, I wouldn't worry too much about like champs like Rek'Sai because I don't know. It doesn't and like people don't
I,
even play Evelyn here, right? So
Sometimes when in this game I had the CS advantage, so I was able to push the lane quite easily, and it was a Talon. But
yeah,
imagine if I'm playing versus a Victor, and there is a Zac, Rek'Sai, or I don't know, Shaco in the jungle.
yeah. I think
Even if I have ward, I think I'm not allowed to push. Like most of the time, I get punished for pushing, even if I have good wards.
yeah.
Like you should be freezing those lanes,
I
or
think just like keep the wave in the middle.
in the
Ideally,
middle. Okay.
versus Zac, you can use your Syndra E to cancel his jump as long as you like, you know, sort of know where he's coming from. Obviously, if he like ends up behind you and you don't really realize in time, then you probably just die, right? But you can use your E to get him off you. Shaco, I think as long as you stay in the middle, you should be fine. Yeah, Hecarim's pretty annoying, but Hecarim, like, you kind of just need wards a bit further out. I feel like most of those are counterable, but admittedly, they are pretty difficult. But yeah, try not to be, like, under their tower or anything versus those champs.
Like if you go Victor, for example, less tools to counter ganks. But if you're playing against Zac, is it
Um,
okay for a game plan to just relax, farm, and freeze the wave
I mean,
perma?
I feel
If
like
you're not
it's...
against the Talon, of
Yeah, I
course.
feel like it's kind of the only thing you can do, to be honest.
Okay.
But yeah, I would feel bad about that, I guess. Like I think it's the right play, but just like AFKing and scaling, I don't think is like a great way to win solo queue. Like normally when you play Victor, you want to like bully your lane quite a lot, you know, like punish them on the
Yeah.
tower and stuff. So if you can't do that, yeah, I guess that's like the reality of being counterpicked by the jungler, I suppose, and you just kind of have to deal with it. But yeah, hopefully it just doesn't happen that much. I mean, honestly, if I were playing Victor and Casson weren't OP, I would consider banning Zac. Like that champ's also really fucking
That's what I
OP.
do when I see a teammates banning Kassadin. I
Yeah,
either ban Zed or just a jungle.
yeah,
So Zac, because at this moment it's pretty OP.
yeah. Zac mid's broken too. You see
Yeah, and
today
I
like an
tried it, but
LEC?
yeah, the video Lol Dobby, if you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've watched that one.
Alright.
Didn't try it yet, but
Yeah, neither,
looks kind
but
of
it
fun.
looks OP. Yeah.
Well,
Hey.
I found a game where I was playing Victor against Shogat,
Hmm.
and he was playing tank, and I had no idea what to do. Like, even if I put all my spells, all my mana, I can't do anything. He's midlife, and I'm just out of the lane.
Yeah, if you're verse
The kind of
like a...
matchup where I'm playing Victor, but I can't get prio mid.
Yeah, I think if you're versus something like Cho'Gath or, you know, Ornn or something that you just can't kill, you're better off just like, you know, take as much scaling as you can, like first strike and stuff, and also build as much mana as you can. Like you can definitely go tier in those matchups to make it better, and then just yeah, focus on just like autoing the wave as much as you can so they can't push it to you. You know, just like matching their push, and then yeah, just play for farm. Normally you can't kill tanks in lane, but if you're like a Victor versus like a Cho'Gath, and you come out of lane with just like 100 CS at 10 minutes, you are gonna be so strong for the mid game. You're just
Yeah.
gonna fucking destroy everything.
And for Syndra, should you buy it here? Now that
Um,
it's pretty okay.
I think if you're versus a lane where you can't really do anything early, you probably should. But if you're versus a lane where you can do stuff, I probably wouldn't. And also, I don't know, it is definitely better as a second item once you finish it, but like on the way there, obviously it's a lot worse. So I build it sometimes and I don't build it sometimes. I guess it's just situational to me.
Okay, okay.
All right. Well, I think that is pretty much everything. I'll upload the session and then I can link it to you and you can watch it
Yeah,
back if
sure,
you
sure,
want.
sure.
Do you mind if it's
Yeah.
public or not?
Oh, I don't mind, I don't mind.
Okay, sweet. All right. Well, yeah, if you have other
If
questions, just message me or whatever.
yeah, if I can rewatch it, and if I have any question, can I ask you on Discord, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, nice, sounds good.
All right, sweet. Well, good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.
I'll keep you updated.
All
Bye
right,
bye.
nice. See ya.
See ya.